Back in 2015, I was serving in the Navy. I was only 20, fresh out of basic training, when I went on my first real deployment aboard a German frigate. I thought I was prepared for anything the sea could throw at me, until I pulled my first solo night watch. My shift started at 0200. If you've ever done watches at sea, you know, nights are the hardest. The wind cuts through your uniform, the endless drone of the engines messes with your head, and the horizon looks like it's constantly shifting. I was posted on the bridge, tasked with scanning the sea, logging radar contacts, and reporting anything unusual. Straightforward on paper until you're out there, with nothing but black water stretching for miles. Around 0315, I noticed something. At first, I thought it was just moonlight reflecting off the waves, but then it sharpened into shape, a small boat dead in the water. No lights, no movement. I figured it had to be a fisherman or maybe a migrant dinghy, but it didn't fit. It looked wrong, more like an old wooden skiff, the kind you'd expect in a history book. Half sunken, barely afloat. I called it out to the officer of the watch. He walked over, raised the binoculars and scanned. After a long pause, he lowered them and gave me a puzzled look. "There's nothing out there, sailor. You're seeing things." But I knew what I'd seen. It was there, starboard side, maybe 200 meters away. About an hour later, it happened again. This time, the boat was closer. My pulse spiked when I realized I wasn't alone in watching it. Someone was sitting inside. A figure, perfectly still. My throat went dry, and for a moment I couldn't even move. I wanted to report it again, but the officer had already dismissed me once. When I finally pointed it out, he just chuckled. "You need coffee, not a rescue operation." When my shift finally ended, I was exhausted but wide awake at the same time. I told myself it had to be fatigue, my brain playing tricks. The next morning, while grabbing breakfast in the mess, one of the older petty officers sat down across from me. He must have noticed how quiet I was. After a while, he leaned in and asked casually, "Did you see the boat?" I froze. He smiled, tired, not amused. Everyone does on their first long watch. Some say it's an old wreck, drifting the currents. Others swear it's just the sea testing you. But don't ever point at it again. The sea doesn't like being noticed. He stood up and left, like he hadn't just shattered my entire sense of reality. To this day, I don't know what I saw. Hallucination, ghost ship, or something else. All I know is, when you're alone on watch, staring out at endless black water, you don't always like what stares back.